You can forget what came before, because you're about to remember who you always were meant to be. And as you're listening to these words now, or perhaps the words are speaking to you, some part of your unconscious begins to reorganize, to realign, like the tumblers of a lock clicking into place, because there's a pattern, a rhythm, a way. You become more than a seeker, more than a doer, but the living, breathing embodiment of everything you've been seeking to install as your new operating system, your new truth. You see, beliefs, they're not thoughts, they're permissions, they're maps. They're the deep programming that tell your neurology, this is safe, this is power, this is who I am. When you truly embody the belief, I'm confident, I'm creative, I'm in control, you no longer try to act the part. You are the part. The stage, the play, and the audience all at once. Let me give you an example. A dancer doesn't think about the next move in the middle of a spin. She becomes the spin. The moment becomes her. That's flow. That's identity. That's installation. And just like that, you might start to notice something shifting. The sound of the words, the rhythm of these sentences, starting to bypass the noise and land deeper into the fertile soil of your unconscious mind. To install the belief that failure doesn't exist, only feedback. Like a child learning to walk. Does the child fail? Or do they receive information and just wobble, try again, until walking becomes effortless, until walking becomes you? And what if right now you begin to treat every setback like a setup, every obstacle as a doorway? What if you already stepped through? Because your state controls your reality. And you can choose your state, just as you adjust a dimmer switch. You raise energy, confidence, certainty, focus, not because you fake it, but because you recall it, anchor it, amplify it. Picture this before a speech. You stand tall, breathe deep, feel fire rising in your chest. You press your thumb to your knuckle, you anchor. Suddenly, words flow like rivers, confidence crackles like lightning. You're the storm and the calm. And every time you anchor that state, you enter a deeper groove into the brain until it becomes your default. It's interesting how you can start to believe I'm enough, not because someone told you, but because the mirror no longer reflects doubt, it reflects certainty. You meet your own gaze and feel the truth in your bones because you no longer chase validation, you radiate presence, and people feel that, people mirror that. Remember the time you met someone so grounded, so certain, you just felt in their presence. They didn't need to prove anything, they simply were. You're becoming that now. Did you notice how easily these beliefs begin to settle into place, like puzzle pieces that always belonged? You may also notice another pattern, curiosity blooming, adaptability growing, because the most powerful beings ask the best questions. They ask, how can I make this more fun? What can I learn from this? What would the best version of me do next? The unconscious answers, it always answers. Let me tell you about a man who once feared public speaking. His heart would race, his palms would sweat, until he learned that fear is energy without direction. So he reframed it. Fear became fuel. He told his body, we're excited, we're ready. He adjusted his breathing, he stood taller, he anchored power in his spine, and the crowd felt his certainty. They mirrored his belief because people respond to beliefs, not reality. It's interesting how you can become the kind of person who enters flow, not by accident, but by intention, like a surfer waiting for the wave, to align with the moment, the breath, the rhythm of action. Challenge and skill match perfectly, and you disappear into the doing. You set goals you visualize clearly. You use mental rehearsal like a pro athlete. You adjust the submodalities, turn the image, brighten it, sharpen it, bring it closer until it pulls you forward, and suddenly action becomes automatic, effortless, like breathing. You start to move through life with a kind of electricity. People feel it. They don't know what it is, but they lean in because energy is magnetic, certainty is contagious, presence is power. You become the eye in the storm, the calm in the chaos, because you've trained your nervous system to to trust the unknown, to choose clarity over confusion, to lead with your frame. And what is the strongest frame? It's the one that says, this is who I am, this is how I move, this is what I create. You don't need approval because your self-approval shapes reality. You don't need permission because action creates permission. You don't wait for luck because your movement creates momentum. It's interesting how you can start to truly believe that resilience is a skill, that obsession creates mastery, that hard work becomes play when it's aligned with purpose. Imagine a boxer who trains every day, not because he must, but because it fuels him. Each punch is presence. Each bead of sweat is clarity. Each moment is now. He doesn't grind, he flows, and so do you. Let's not forget the truth. You don't need to chase abundance. You just need to notice it, because gratitude creates more to be grateful for. Love is not a transaction, it's a vibration. And the more you give without needing, the more you receive without asking. The universe responds to boldness, and right now, boldness is blooming inside you. You're the storm and the eye, the creator and the creation, the seeker and the source. As these beliefs install, encode, entrench, and embody themselves at every level, you can begin to wonder, what else might be possible now that this is who you are?